Hello, dear learners. Education, education everywhere. We can learn from anything else. If we want to learn, we must learn also some stories of other persons, great persons. Their lives teach us how to live nobly. So lives of great people, great person teach us how to live nobly. It is good saying. It is a good saying, and such a good saying is applicable with the life of Alexander Selkirk, who is the real Robinson Crusoe. You know, Robinson Crusoe, it is the character created by Daniel Defoe, but who was the real Robinson Crusoe? There is a story about this sailor, but our present story is from this book. Look at this book. This is Bliss class 9. We are going to learn this story. Whenever we are going to learn anything else, at the same time we must be very attentive so that we can learn spoken English at the same time. We are going to learn English very well. Okay, I will be there with a story. The name of the story is Shipwrecked Sailor. Look this one, Shipwrecked Sailor, and it is all about Robinson Crusoe. The famous character, you know, Robinson Crusoe. So Robinson Crusoe, it is created by Daniel Defoe. And what is there in this story? In this story, we will find shipwreck to Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe was traveling, was sailing across sea, and there he faced shipwreck. After this, he swam to the land. After this, he spent 20 years. How did he spend his time there? What did he do there? Everything is narrated here. The story is very, very interesting. Whenever you go through the story, you learn how one person can fight against any odd situation, fight against not only uh, wild beasts, at the same time natural calamity, natural phenomenon, natural happening like rain, drought, like other any other natural calamity. People must fight against any odd situation. And this lesson, Shipwrecked Sailor, the A Shipwrecked Sailor, written by Daniel Defoe, it teaches us how to live, how to survive, how to exist in any odd situation. Robinson Crusoe was alone in the island where he swam after his shipwreck. After his shipwreck, he was there and he thought that he would be devoured, he would be killed, he would be eaten up now and then. Therefore, he took shelter on the top of a tree. When he was uh, quite sure there was no other animals, no other beast, then he came down. After this, he wanted to make time of his own, wanted to get food, wanted to get provision, wanted to get shelter. In this way, he would swim to the wrecked ship, that is wreck of the ship, the part where he would find some articles. In this way, he collected some provisions, some things like it is written here, wood, cable, string, knife, nails, gun, hammock, canvas. In this way, he also made his own house, that is a tent, and in this tent he put his own provisions. In this way he made his house. He selected a plot of land. The land, it was just before a wall of a hill, and there was a entrance, there was a mouth, and it has become like a cave, and it was just in front of the sea. Why was this place chosen? Because Crusoe thought that someday or one day some other sailors, someone would save him. That is, he would be rescued from this lonely island. Okay, after this, one by one, he would be making his own house, own provisions. At the same time, he would make his own calendar. How nice! He would make his own lamp to light his own house. He also made his own lamp, and to keep his record, he would make calendar. In this way, we will learn how to learn from nature. Okay, I will read the story. Well, while I will be reading, you must follow your book. Daniel Defoe was an English writer and journalist. He is most famous for his novel Robinson Crusoe, a prolific and versatile writer. Defoe is also known for pamphlets and journals on various topics. The following text is adapted from a section of Daniel Defoe's famous novel Robinson Crusoe and tells us how Crusoe, after being shipwrecked, found himself on a dismal island. Is also gives us an inspiring account of how he makes the island habitable with his hard work. The land was totally separated, that is island. There was no one else, there was no habitation. In this way, he would make suitable place for his own living, this island. Okay, I will be reading the text. Be careful about your text. Take your book and you will also follow me. On September 30th, 1659, I, miserable Robinson Crusoe, being shipwrecked during a violent storm, came on shore on this dismal island. I call it the island of despair. I was almost dead, and the rest of my ship's company was drowned. I had neither food, house, nor clothes. I feared I would be devoured by wild animals when night came. I spent I slept in a tree for fear of wild creatures. It rained all day, all night. First stanza, first para I have completed, and already I have discussed the story. Now I will be only reading so that you can listen, so that you can know what is the proper pronunciation, suitable pronunciation of some words. I will be only telling this one. So follow the book. The rain continued through the next day with gusts of wind. Only a wreck of my ship was to be seen at low water. I swam to the wreck to rescue and secure for my survival some food and other provisions. I was able to collect some wood, cable, string, knife, nails, and guns. I also collected a hammock and some canvas with which I made a tent. I got some ink and paper. I also found some money, but they were useless to me in this barren island. I was also 100 leagues out of the ordinary course of trade of mankind. I was convinced I had to spend the rest of my life alone in this wild, desolate island. Desolate island, totally detached, totally aloof. And Robinson Crusoe was convinced, that is, Robinson Crusoe thought that rest of life he would spend there alone. Next, next page. I searched long for a place of safe habitation. Now he is looking for safe habitation where he would tent his make his tent. I found a little plain on the side of a rising hill. On the rocky wall of the hill there was a hollow place, worn in like the entrance of a cave. On the flat of the green, just before this hollow, I resolved to pitch my tent. That is, he would be making his own house that is made of canvas, and this tent would be his shelter. I cut the wood I collected into stalks. I dropped them into the ground in a semicircle around my tent. The stalks stood 6 inches apart from each other. I put the cables I had rescued from the ship around the stalks in the manner of a fence. I used a short ladder to go over the fence. Once in, I threw the ladder after me so that I was completely fortified against the world outside. Into this tent, I brought all my stores and provisions. Okay, in this way, he made his house, and when he would be there into his tent, it is fortified, it is surrounded with fence. Then he would be there, and he would also take the ladder inside, so that he would be totally secure there. After I had been on the island for 10 or 12 days, it occurred to me that I would lose the measure of time. This was because I had neither watch nor calendar. To prevent this, I cut with my knife upon a large post the date of my landing. I put a notch with my knife for every day. Okay, this is how he was making his own calendar. After a long spell of rain, I saw some fair weather around 7th November. I spent the next couple of days making small wood boxes to keep my provisions dry from the rain. Okay, next, among the things I rescued from the ships, where there was a small bag of corns meant for poultry feed. Most of it had been devoured by rats. I saw nothing but husk and dust in the bag. I emptied the contents outside my wall. This was a little time before the great rains. Rainy season, before rainy season, he did this one. A month later, I discovered green stalks shooting out of the ground. That is, something coming out from the ground. I was astonished to discover it was perfectly green barley. By the June of 1660, I had gained security of food and shelter. In the same month, I developed a high fever and lay weak and thirsty. I recovered around 30th and gradually felt stronger than the day before. Okay, now he is quite well. Robinson Crusoe is quite well. On 15th of July, I took a more particular survey of the island. Around 2 miles up, I found a brook with pleasant meadows by its bank, plain, smooth, and covered by grass. In a woody part, I found melons in great abundance. The grape trees, the grapes were ripe and rich. Further into the land, I found a great number of cocoa, orange, and lemon trees. I carried great parcels of fruit homeward, and the journey took me 3 days. I was tempted to transfer my habitation to this valley of fruits. I did not. Earlier I have told you, that is, when he climbed up the hill, and there he found a nice place, because there were many fruits, many fruit trees, and there would be available food. So Crusoe was tempted to shift his own house, own tent there, but he did not do this, because I have told you earlier, he wanted to be rescued by some other mariners. Okay, I did not, because I still hope to be rescued by some passing ship on the sea. I did not want to enclose myself in hill and woods. I stayed in view of the sea. 10 months had passed since I had set foot on this island. Previously, I had no lamp after dark. I collected a little tallow, a small clay dish. To this, I added a wick. I had thus made myself a lamp. I now began seriously consider the circumstance I was reduced to. I decided to describe my state of affairs in writing. I began to keep a journal of everyday's employment. I could not include all particulars, because gradually I ran out ink. There was no more ink. So what could be done? I found by the notches I cast on the post, it was September 30th again. I had spent 365 days on this land. That is, Crusoe had spent 1 year. 365 days. Okay, that is 65 days. 365 days. It is 1 year. Okay, we have completed reading. Now we will go to answer the questions, that is total solution. I have told you. Exercise 1, tick the correct alternative. Question number 1, Robinson Crusoe was shipwrecked in. The correct answer is 1659. Question number 2, Robinson Crusoe used canvas to make a dash. That is correct option is tent. Answer is tent. Number 3, the distance between the stalks Robinson Crusoe dropped into the ground was. The correct answer is 6 inches. 6 inches is the correct answer. Now question number 4, Crusoe saw some fair weather in the month of. Answer is November. The journey homeward with the fruit parcel took Crusoe 3 days. Answer is 3 days. Okay, we have completed exercise 1. Now go to exercise 2. There you will find some questions, that is here we will find 4 questions. Answer the following questions within 15 words. You need not enlarge your answer. Question number 1, what name did Crusoe give to the dismal island? The answer is Crusoe named the island as Island of Despair. Island of Despair, this is the answer. Question number 2, where did he pitch the tent? The answer is Crusoe pitched his tent on the flat of the green, just before the hollows on the wall of the hill. Once again I repeat the answer. Crusoe pitched his tent on the flat of the green, just before the hollow on the wall on the hill. Next question number 3, how did Crusoe go over the fence? How did Crusoe go over the fence? That is, Crusoe used a ladder to go over the fence. Question number 4, why did he keep a journal? Crusoe kept a journal to keep the daily records in writing. Next question number exercise 3. There are 3 questions. First question, what were the items Robinson Crusoe collected from the wrecked ship? What were the items Crusoe collected? The answer is Crusoe collected some wood, cable, string, a knife, nails and a gun. He also collected a hammock and some canvas. Okay, this is the answer. Now question number 2, how did Crusoe keep track of number of days he spent on the island? That is, how did Crusoe keep the calendar? How did Crusoe keep the record of his day-to-day activities? The answer is Crusoe cut with his knife upon a large post the date of his landing. He put a notch with his knife every day. In this way he made a calendar for himself. Next, question number 3, in what way did Crusoe make himself a lamp? The answer is Crusoe collected a little tallow and a small clay disc. Once again repeat the answer. Crusoe collected a little tallow and a small clay disc. Then the second sentence, to this he added a wick and made himself a lamp. Okay, I have completed the total lessons. More question answers will be discussed in my next class. So remember to subscribe the channel, at the same time watch, and if you like the video then give comments so that I can understand what you want. Therefore it is very important to give comment. If you comment what you want, that is in our classroom what you want, that must be mentioned in the comment box. And remember to share the video so that your friends, they will also learn what is spoken here and what are the suitable answers for the questions. Okay, thank you all.